Yep, doesn't help with your giant ass fucking lights on.
You shut up. We're gonna figure it out.
Okay. Only
How'd
took
that?
you like fucking 8 minutes, but look at the Mac. Pa-pow.
8 minutes. We're 1 minute and 12
Shut up,
seconds
bitch.
in, and we talked for a minute. So 8 seconds, maybe.
Like minutes, seconds, 1 inch, 8 inches. It's all
It's
relative.
all the same. Have you ever bought a crappy case off of Amazon?
I have. That shit just immediately like broke and started like splintering and just breaking away.
Yeah.
Awful.
It sucks. And half the time they don't fit right
Yep.
because they're they're made in China and
Mhm.
you just never know what you're going to get.
Yep.
But at CCICT at the Townie Small, you can go in there and you can put your phone in the case and see how it feels.
But how much are those cases going to cost me? I have a 16 Max Pro.
Bro, that's going to be $19.99.
Not even $20.
Not even $20 for a brand new case.
And I literally can go get some caramel corn while I'm
right next door to the Caramel Corner.
That is crazy.
CCICT.
And it smells so good.
It smells so good. And then you can go get fitted for a suit that's going to be too small by the time you eat your popcorn.
That's true because they're right by Men's Warehouse.
Right across from Men's Warehouse upstairs, Townie Small. Check them out. Go get a $19.99 case. And then unsponsored, but go get some popcorn because that stuff's good. Somebody told me one time if I need your lip, I'll wiggle my zipper.
Oh, Jesus.
I know. Can you believe somebody said that to a 10-year-old kid?
Oh, fuck. Yes, sir, Mr. Diddy.
Okay. Oh, boy. Welcome back to Cartridge and Quest, episode 117.
Damn.
Where we're bringing you that weekly dose of nerdy nonsense.
Yeah, I love it.
Also, we're the only podcast bold enough to remind you that Ancestry.com is not a dating site.
Oh.
So just remember that.
Yeah. Fucking family tree going straight down.
Yeah. I'm average Foodie T, and he's Booty C Mike.
I don't know what the fuck you
Are
just
those
said.
not right?
No, I don't.
Is it not right?
I don't.
I'm
so.
Averagetrav, and he's Foodie Mike C.
Yeah,
that's it.
Okay,
that
work.
was it.
Yeah, we'll do that one.
Got it. And then we're going to identify future challenges. Oh, I'm Ron Burgundy.
Bro, do you remember that time Macho Man was like,
"Oh yeah,
yeah, he did that
one
one.
To a Slim Jim.
That was fucking crazy. And then fucking Hulk Hogan started calling everybody brother.
He only did that a couple of times. There was only a couple promos where he did that. It was not very often. So,
I like your hat. It's
it's cool.
It's very antique now.
Yeah, except it's coming back.
Is it?
The NBA on NBC is.
Oh yeah, because it's going away from TNT.
Yeah, but all of that stuff's moving to ESPN and ABC, which I found out, and I'm late to the party here, but that whole show, the NBA Inside in TNT thing, the Shaq and Ernie and the guys, they're all moving to ESPN, which I'm pumped about because
that's cool.
I just love those guys.
Yeah, because they made it sound like it was like some big farewell, but it's like it's just not on TNT anymore. It's going somewhere else.
Yeah, but I mean, ESPN might change it, which might suck because the thing about that show is that those guys usually like start off talking about basketball and then they just turns into whatever.
Yeah, I think it was like Charles Barkley talking about like the ladies of like fucking San Antonio or something like one time.
Yeah, the big ladies down in San Antonio. Yeah, he was
big back bitches.
Yeah, he was talking. That was funny. He's like, "Show me a skinny lady in San Antonio." I'm like, "Dang, is he really going there?"
Bro, those tacos, man.
That brisket
tacos.
Brisket tacos.
Ooh,
yum.
I put a picture of that on my Instagram today.
Yeah, you did. Looked delicious.
I'm a big back bitch.
I'm about to make some brisket.
Doubt it.
Okay. Maybe. It's back.
What is?
Retro Rewind.
Oh, good. So I got about an hour to kill.
Powered by the Regent Theater. Go check out The Last Rodeo.
Looks wild.
It does look wild.
Some old dude trying to get back on the
Back
old horse
on the
again.
bull. I don't know what it's about, but go check it out.
It's his last rodeo. I mean, you got to be there.
Got to be there. 1985.
Good year.
It was. Commodore 128 was released in June. So you might remember the Commodore 64, but do you remember the Commodore 128?
I don't know what any of that means.
$1, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So the Commodore 128 was the predecessor to the Commodore 64. And this thing, so this came out in 1985. The Commodore 64 sold the most of any computer ever to that point. Like, it was, everybody loved that thing. And
So
the
why have I
reason,
never heard of it?
because you don't remember yesterday.
That's true.
The Commodore 64 sold big because it was really the first computer where it had really good graphics. It had a graphics.
Okay.
I want to say graphics card, but it wasn't really. But it had great, like, you could play games on it.
Like Snake.
I know better than that. I don't really know. I'm not a Commodore 64 aficionado, but I know you could play games on it. And that's what everybody did with it. And then this thing came out, and this was considered a 3-in-1 computer. So it could do. It was a Commodore 64. You put a command line in, it would switch to Commodore 64 mode. It also had a basic. It had BASIC on it. I don't know if you remember that OS called BASIC. No, I'm sensing you don't remember BASIC. It had BASIC on it, and it had 80-column display. With a command, you could transform it perfectly into a Commodore 64, giving it access to the complete game library from the Commodore 64. And then, if you really wanted to get down to work, you could put it in CPM/M mode, and it would turn into a business computer. So, 1985, Commodore 128. This thing did not catch on because it was more expensive, and everybody just loved their Commodore 64. But this was the year we were born, and that was in computers.
Okay, then.
1989. That's in the wrong spot. 2009. This is a big one. So this week in 2009, at the WWDC conference, the iPhone 3GS was announced.
Hell yeah.
Like, the first iPhone was a marvel. Like, it was awesome.
Yep.
It was the coolest. Like, it was just awesome. This was the second one, I think. I don't think there was ever an iPhone 2. He's already done. I'm only halfway done. I'm not taking credit for your trash.
Oh.
Anyway, the iPhone 3GS was announced on this week in 2009. Big deal.
Yeah, honest to God, I think my wife still has an iPhone 4 upstairs right now.
See, I don't believe any of that because she also had a Game Boy and it's gone.
I'm texting her ass right now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, 1989. This week, the hype was huge for the Game Boy. Like, the Game Boy was about to come out in 1989 in July, and everybody was hyped because this was the first Nintendo handheld, and people loved it. Speaking of Nintendo handhelds,
oh God, what the hell?
There it is.
What the hell?
Yes.
Mario Kart World. I've been seeing so much cool shit on it already.
Here's the crappy part.
Okay.
It's a digital download and it's taken forever.
Yeah.
But these things are so satisfying. They just snap on there.
That is pretty cool, and it's huge.
It's really big. Like, I feel like I'm gonna wear this thing out because just pushing that button and putting it back in there is just so, like, I love that. And then this screen is humongous. Like, this thing's big and bright.
That's crazy.
And it's a definitely an upgrade from the Switch one. I don't know how much I'm going to use this, but they give you the controller again for the Joy-Cons.
Yep. That's cool.
And so, they just pop on there the same way. Oh, that's the wrong side. They pop on there the same way. and then you can play it as a controller. Which this was a pretty cool invention, I think, when they came out with that, because being able to kind of do dual mode with these Joy-Cons is pretty sweet, and then they just pop right off too. These magnets are pretty strong. Like,
Yeah.
people, like this was my biggest thing. Like, I can definitely pull it off there, but this
It
was like,
holds really well.
it holds it really good, and then you just hit that button, boop, and it pops right off. So I'm pumped to play some Mario Kart with my kids on this thing once it's downloaded.
Yeah, I've seen people playing it like all day, and it looks so damn good. Like I literally just saw someone playing like as Luigi, but it was like nighttime in this level, so it had like headlights on, and you can see like where the headlight is like affected by like gravel on the ground. Like
Really?
it's crazy. The graphics are
Was he
just.
playing on a TV, like the 4K mode, or was he playing on the console in
I have
1080p?
no idea. All I know is it was a screen capture. So
The crazy, this screen like is so much better. I have my original Switch here, and I definitely have different Joy-Cons on my
mhm.
original Switch, but I mean, just the difference in size
Yeah,
alone is just crazy. Like how different they are, and the screen is so much better on this new one, and bigger, and just everything about this thing is going to be so cool. I think. Yes, it was way more expensive than that one. It's way more expensive than the Switch Lights that we
mhm.
all bought when those came out. But
Yep.
I think it's going to be a pretty cool gaming. And the fact that when you plug it into the TV, it turns into a real hardcore game, like not hardcore, but a nice
4K,
gaming,
like
yeah,
yeah,
like a nice
absolutely.
gaming machine.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have all kinds of cool games. I'm already downloading Fortnite on there. I'm gonna try to play that. Maybe it'll help me be better. I don't know. I doubt it.
I feel like
So
that's my only holdup right now is I want more Switch 2 games available for. I'm like, well, I got fucking Mario, and then that's it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I mean, you can go download a bunch of stuff. Cyberpunk's out there. There's a lot of stuff. The other cool thing is I've got Super Smash Bros in there right now, the game card, and so that's a Switch One, so it's backwards compatible with the old game cards. So you just pop them in there and they play just the same. Um, I think all but Zelda um, won't play in the Switch One from the Switch Two. Like Switch Two games will not play in your Switch One. But the other way around, you can play any Switch One game in your Switch Two,
Yeah.
and but Zelda I think is backwards compatible to the Switch One.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
So anyway, pretty cool. I'm excited about Mario Kart Worlds. I think it's going to be fun, and then yeah, we'll see what else. Donkey Kong will be cool. I'm pumped for the Mario game though. I think that'll be the coolest one when it comes out. Mario Galaxy or Mario whatever they're
Yeah,
coming out with.
I agree. They need a Luigi's Mansion 4. That's what they need because that was
Yeah.
a really fucking good game.
Yeah, my boys were saying that has Luigi's Mansion 3 on it. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay." I didn't play it.
Yeah, it's really good. You should play. It's fun.
And then we've got some buddies that are like super pumped to play Final Fantasy on this thing.
Yeah,
And I don't think I played half a second of Final Fantasy ever,
it's
but
pretty weird.
um seems cool. I started reading about it when they were talking about it. It seems fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
So, um let's jump into the conundrum this week.
Oh shit.
Originating on an Electronica 60 within the Soviet Union in June of 1984.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this title presented an addictive challenge involving meticulous arrangement of steadily descending geometric pieces to form complete lines. Its path to become a worldwide sensation was notably complex, but it ultimately cemented itself as a titan of the puzzle genre. What game was finished this week in 1984? That's the conundrum. You got it?
Donkey Kong.
I don't think it was DK. Maybe. We'll find out. Last week, the conundrum answer was Connect.
Shit's funny.
Everybody knew that one.
Yeah, that was a good one. Like I said, I have some special memories of the Connect, so I had that one down too.
Pretty funny. Pop culture. Summer's going to be big time for movies. So we'll talk about a lot of movies. We probably won't go in depth, but let us know what you thought of these movies in the comments when we put them up on the socials, because
People are gonna fucking hate me when I keep saying didn't see it, haven't seen it.
yeah, I know. You don't have to say that every time. I mean, you can just say, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah." Anyway, 1981, monumental, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Never seen it.
Do you know what series it is though?
Indiana Jones.
Okay, you at least you know that. Indiana Jones was introduced to the world in 1981 this week through Raiders of the Lost Ark. 1982. This one was weird.
Yep.
E.T. E.T. phone home,
Yep.
lighting his finger,
The
riding the
Reese's
bike.
Pieces.
Yeah, like this was such a weird movie. Steven Spielberg. I mean, everybody that's our age knows about this movie, watched the movie at some point. Like, but it's weird. Does it have one of the? What are those guys? Dang it! I had a thought and then it went away.
Okay.
Anyway, 1985. This month, Larry King Live. I know this is kind of a off topic, off the beaten path kind of thing, but oh,
I told you. I called it.
Shoot, there it is.
Look at that.
This is what you should have given your dad.
Look at the size of this thing. Oh my lord.
Oh man, you got to power that thing up.
Look at that.
No, the iPod.
That is crazy.
Can you imagine the crap pictures that thing's going to take
And
if you turn it on?
still works. Holy crap. That is crazy.
Dude, that's nuts.
I'm pretty sure it's just dead, but I think this thing actually turns on.
Wow. And that's the big long charger?
The big wide one in the
The
bottom.
big wide one at the bottom, yeah.
Yeah.
You could fit a cookie in there.
Jesus.
That's wild,
That's
dude.
where
That
your mind
thing's
went. I gotta put a cookie in that bitch. The fuck?
I mean, how big's the hole? We can put a cookie in there. This one's a little bit odd, I know, Larry King Live, but I just thought this was interesting because, like, cable TV is completely different now than it was when we were a kid.
Yeah.
And like, do you remember the TV Guide channel?
Yes, I fucking
Where
hated that.
you had to wait if you wanted to find out.
Your channel, like, God damn, I gotta wait like 3 minutes for this bitch.
Or you're watching it and then somebody comes in and talks to you, and then you miss the thing you were trying to see.
It's like, God damn, is Cat Dog coming on or not?
Yeah, is it going to be on or not? And so as you're flipping through channels, Larry King Live seemed like he was always on CNN. Like he was always on there with his suspenders, half the time with a cigarette, just talking to somebody. Yeah, just talking to somebody. And so I just thought that this one would take people back to that. Like like flipping through channels on cable TV, we'll never get back to that. It'll never go back to there. It's always going to be fast, on demand, watch whatever you want, whenever you want, that kind of thing. But I just remember anytime you're flipping through channels, if you accidentally hit the wrong number, like if you were trying to go to Nickelodeon and you hit 36, but you accidentally hit 35 and you went to CNN or whatever the numbers are.
He's always on TV.
He's always on TV forever. And so 1986, Bueller.
That's crazy. It's that old.
Bueller. Yeah, I know, right? It is. It's insane. But Ferris Bueller's Day Off gave us a lesson in taking it easy when it premiered on June 11th. I don't feel like he took it easy at all in this movie.
Cam didn't.
No, he was stressed.
Cam was stressed. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude! Like, just having dad's car, and then they try to go backwards. Which, by the way, I don't think that's how that works. You can't just put it in reverse and undo.
That'd be pretty cool, though.
That'd be crazy.
Car Fox would be
a
little fucked.
But this was a good movie. I mean, for a lot of 80s movies, you look back on them and it's like, man, that was stupid. But Ferris Bueller's Day Off, still pretty cool.
Yep.
Cool soundtrack, cool premise. When he's in the friggin' parade and like,
it makes you wonder, like, really, like, if there's so much shit that's just ingrained in us. Like, I remember people saying, like, hey, you have freedom to do, like, whatever the fuck you want. If you want to jump out and scare a stranger or, like, whatever, like, you can just do that. And it's like, people don't, but, like, there's a lot of shit you could just do if you just felt like doing it.
Yeah.
Like, could you just be in a fucking parade and,
right?
Like, I'm sure it's probably not that hard.
Yeah, just walk in there, act like you know where you're at, and be there, right?
I need to start doing just random shit.
That'd be fun. People get in trouble for stupid things now, though.
Yeah.
Okay, 1993, big, huge. Another Steven Spielberg epic, Jurassic Park,
Mm-hmm.
premiered this month in 1993. Golly, dude, the I know there's so much in this movie, but what's the one thing? Let's see if it's the same. What's the one thing in this movie that you just is ingrained in your brain?
The
The
raptors in the
the
kitchen.
t- really?
Mm-hmm.
Dang it!
Yep.
I was really hoping that
Yeah.
it was going to be when he rips when he rips the roof off the toilet and the dude's sitting there dumping.
Oh yeah,
That's the one thing that's in
he
my
wasn't even
brain.
dumping. He was hiding.
Oh yeah, but he was in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And to me, that's just the thing that I remember. Like he's just in the bathroom and it just rips it open. The
Or
kitchen scene
when
is
that
scary.
thing like spits in their face.
Oh yeah,
That was another. Yeah.
the kitchen scene is probably one of the scariest.
Yeah.
When they're just crawling around and
Like an
it's
eye level with
hunting
the
them.
raptor. Like
Yeah, that's one of the scariest. Like that was super scary, especially in the theater. What the Regent is a sponsor
mm-hmm.
of ours.
Great sponsor.
Back in '93,
mm-hmm.
where did you go to the movies?
I went to the movies when I was a kid. Yeah, absolutely.
At the Regent?
Yeah.
It was the Regent then?
Yeah, it's always
really
been the Regent.
Okay, so you've been going there forever.
Forever.
And then there also used to be a drive-in here.
Yeah, that's true. Like where Walmart is now, I guess.
The high school, right?
Oh yeah, the high school. Yep.
Yeah.
But that area, yeah.
Yeah, over there. So you were going to the movies at the Regent. Did you guys go to a lot of movies, you think, or?
I went to some.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think you saw this one?
Fuck, maybe.
That was you. I mean, you would have only been like 8.
The fucking Whittle.
Whittle, Mikey. Whittle Winnie.
That little fucker.
Okay. 1994. Speed.
Never seen it.
You didn't?
Mm-mm.
Man. Okay. Keanu Reeves. This is like the first time I remember ever seeing that dude. He's in tons of stuff now.
Is that where the bus, like, you can't slow it down?
Okay. Yeah, Sandra Bullock is in it, and they can't slow the bus down. I mean, I don't know. I guess sue me if I'm wrong, but it's okay. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, 1995, Disney's Pocahontas. Don't laugh.
Okay.
This movie
mm-hmm.
was epic.
Gotcha.
Miko, the freaking raccoon.
Yeah. I remember the cups. Was that from?
Yes.
Was it Pizza Hut or McDonald's?
I don't know.
Was it both?
It might have been. Who knows? But I do remember those. They were plastic, and they had color. They were color printed, right?
Yep.
And they were.
I feel like I had glass ones, and they almost seemed like it was like a fucking jar versus a cup. Does that sound weird? I feel like it was almost like a fucking jelly jar, but it was like glass. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking crazy, but I feel like Pocahontas.
Could that have been a legit jelly jar, like from the grocery store?
I mean, it was definitely from like one of those places.
Oh, really?
But it seemed like a fucking jelly jar. You know what I mean?
Weird.
But also, like, wasn't the movie about like this, like, essentially like this man marrying like a fucking 12-year-old or something? Like, wasn't Pocahontas like?
That's the story. Just around the river bend.
No.
Yeah. You remember? Come on, take it.
I actually don't remember that, but that's fine.
Man.
Colors of the Wind, that's a whole different thing. But...
Yeah. Anyways, Pocahontas was big. I was a Nickelodeon kid, not a Disney kid.
Yeah.
But this one, I mean, I remember we had this VHS for sure.
Oh yeah,
and we
for
played
sure.
it a bunch.
I still remember just feel like opening that bitch up.
Oh, dude, those things, the plastic, the white plastic ones,
just like nestled, the tapes nestled into the plastic.
Yeah, those are so cool.
Crazy.
We had the best childhood, even if we don't remember most of it.
Yep.
A 1986 Cable Guy. Jim Carrey comes up a lot. He's a wacko.
Yeah.
Is this the one when he was? No, I'm just kidding. He was weird. Like this was he a stalker? What?
Kind of. It's like he was just desperate for a friend, but yeah, he was definitely like borderline stalker with it because like he didn't want him having like any other friends, and it was, I don't know, it was weird. But
is
it was
this
good,
the one when he puts his chest on the thing and says Billy?
I don't remember. It's been a long ass time. I mean, obviously, like I saw it when it came out, and it was fucking 96. So,
oof, should you have been watching that one?
Holy fucking, probably not. But saw a lot of questionable movies.
1997. I don't know how you let it happen again, but Speed 2.
God damn it.
What?
These
How do you?
fucking buses.
It's just like, does this just happen all the time, or
I think so.
gosh,
Goddamn Sandra Bullock on her fucking buses.
what in the world? Okay, 1999, the highly anticipated sequel,
I saw it so many
Austin
times,
Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
but it's fucking annoying. Like I don't know. I don't know why I even watch it because it was annoying, but it was stupid and it was funny. Like I don't know.
Funny, dude. We need to watch all of these again, I think.
Jesus
Like, I
Christ,
feel like
man.
this one, I don't know. I don't know. What were we? We would have been freshmen in high school in 99.
Probably.
I don't know if that was even too young. What are you, 15, 16 years old?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot there's a lot of stuff
A
in
lot of
these.
weird shit. And like I said, the
Yeah.
humor was just so fucking stupid,
Well,
but it
yeah,
was
that's just Mike Myers, but it was hilarious. Like, these are funny.
yeah.
They're like, just these were funny.
It's so weird that you can have a character like Mike Myers who does different stuff, but it's kind of the same all the time. And like you
Mhm.
can either like him or hate him or whatever. Like I feel like a lot of people hate Will Ferrell because they say he's the same character every time, and I disagree. But I know what you mean. It's like he's kind of just got that same like in your face, just weirdness. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, these were funny. Okay. 2002,
Mhm.
American Idol season 1.
Oh shit.
I was so into American Idol.
I never really was about it. Like, do you remember who season one? Like who was in season one?
Man, I couldn't tell you.
I'll do a
Carrie
quick
Underwood or
Google.
somebody.
Are you looking it up? My wife. So I texted her and said, "Hey, you have the iPhone 4, right? Can you bring it down?" So she brought it down, and she said, "You know, my 5 disc CD player and CDs are going to come through with this podcast." Just saying. So 100%, she still has that shit, and it is wild because like,
Okay, so this was Kelly Clarkson.
okay, I wonder if it
And
was Kelly Clarkson.
yeah, and like she's killing it, dude. The
Yeah,
stuff that she the renditions that she does.
she's like one of the only ones who's actually won it to do good shit. Because like even Daughtry, like Daughtry didn't win, but he
Right, he
went on to
should
do
have though.
cool
He
shit.
should have
He
won
should
that
have.
season. He was way
I
better than
did
that
watch the
Taylor, whatever
Daughtry.
his nuts was.
Yeah,
That guy didn't do nothing.
there was another guy. Actually, I had a food truck and I was cooking at a concert on like McConnell Air Force Base, and I wish I could remember David something, not Archuleta, but I think in that season there was 2 Davids. And anyways, he was there performing. Dude was crazy fucking good. Like he was doing like some cover shit, but doing his own stuff as well. I'm gonna look it up real quick so I can tell you. But he had a great fucking voice. His band was amazing. David Cook.
Well, I kind of remember that name.
He was so fucking good. But yeah, I like got to cook and like watch this dude show, and it was wild. Dude had a lot of talent. So I can't imagine the talent that actually comes through. Like Lauren Daigle, for example, I cooked for her a few times.
She was on
She
there,
was on
right?
there and she
And
didn't
didn't
win.
even
And she's
win, and she's
fucking
amazing.
like one of the biggest artists in the fucking world right now. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy that they let her pass. But this started all that stuff. Like you've got America's Got Talent, and you've got all
Yep.
those other shows now.
Yep.
But this was the first one, and that it was, you had Simon, who was the jerk, and you had everybody who was
What a
on there
good
had a
idea,
different.
though.
It was a great idea. It's made some people really famous, and it was entertaining. And so yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of it that's fake, and you don't get the authenticity. But American Idol was cool for a long time, and I mean people probably still like it. But yeah, so 2005, Batman Begins.
Was that Jim Carrey again?
No, Batman Begins is the very first.
So is he the second one where he was Riddler or whatever?
That was that. I feel like that was Batman Returns.
Okay. But yeah, that I mean, it was a good Batman, and it was especially like good for our childhood. Same thing. I remember having like some pretty. I feel like merch for like Pizza Hut and McDonald's and shit was like way better back in the day.
Oh, always. It always was better.
Like it was so good, and now it's like,
Yeah. So I mean, this one though, this is past all of that, all the campy ones. This is the very first Christopher Nolan one. This is the
and
one.
this is Keaton, right?
No. Batman Begins is.
Oh shit! This
Christian
is
Bale.
Yeah.
This is what 2005, bro.
I was thinking the earlier shit.
No.
Yeah.
89 was Keaton. That was Tim Burton and
okay.
and Keaton.
Yeah.
This is
shit was
2005.
weird. Okay.
This is Batman Begins.
Okay.
which the
I missed the whole
sequel
2005 thing. I was
yeah,
trying to think
the
which
sequel to this is one of my favorite Batman movies ever,
Yes.
probably number 2 next
Fuck.
to but Batman Begins, this started that whole trilogy,
Yeah.
and these were so good. They went all the way back, they showed his childhood, they
So
showed
dark and
his dark and, yeah, so, yeah, this is Christian Bale
yeah.
and Christopher Nolan.
He might be my favorite Batman.
See, Robert Pattinson is now, but he was up until then.
Yeah, Pattinson, I honestly, when I heard he was doing it, I was like, "Fuck this
I was
guy."
like, "Geez, really? He's gonna be a
I
shiny
was
vampire?"
he did a good job. He
He did a
was
really good
but
job.
he's kind of like kinda got that dark thing about him, but
He does, and the ladies like him.
yeah.
So
Dark
that
Knight Rises, though, fuck.
oh my gosh, dude, that movie, I mean, that's the best Joker ever.
Yeah, yeah.
He was awesome in
So
that.
that'll always be my favorite Batman movie just because it was just such
It's
a
really
fucking
close. Like, I have a hard time saying it's not,
yeah.
like, because it's so good. I love that movie. It's
Mhm.
really, really freaking good. 2007, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Meh. Hopefully the new one's really good. I just don't think this one was
They've been
great.
hyping the shit out and they have, like, Pedro Pascal and stuff,
Mhm.
like, I feel like it's gonna be huge, and I think they're gonna tie a lot of new shit in with it, so I think it is gonna be, like, huge for Marvel.
Yeah. And then 2008, this really started the whole MCU, and you've got like they went back to it in the movie
Yeah.
with the poster that's behind you, the Incredible Hulk. Like this was pretty cool
It
when
was
it came
huge,
out.
yeah, it was a
And
big
we didn't
deal.
know what was going to come after it, but
Mhm.
yeah, 2008, this kind of started the whole thing. So pretty cool.
It was great. They did a good job, and the technology's only gotten
Oh
better,
yeah.
obviously, but even in then, it was
It
like,
looked really
man,
good
yeah,
back then. Like the
it
Hulk
was
looked
good.
good back
Yep.
then. So, all right, let's get into a little bit of wrestling.
Mhm.
Retro Rewind Wrestling. 1993 ECW Hardcore TV on June 8th
Yep.
marked the first show from the legendary ECW Arena, and it featured the debut of Road Warrior Hawk.
Dude, that's so crazy because I remember, like, back in the day having buddies who were about ECW. I didn't know shit about it, and I remember watching one, and I was like, "Jesus, this is fucking
Wow.
crazy." Like, Terry Funk was
Yeah, so
nuts.
June 15th was the second episode, and Terry Funk was in a memorable angle where Eddie Gilbert threw a fireball in Hawk's face. Do you remember it? Like
Yeah.
everybody remembers that
Mhm.
where he's
Yep.
and you were like, holy crap, how'd they do that?
Yeah.
And so ECW was so different
Mhm.
than WCW and WWF
Mhm. It
um,
was wild as
on
fuck.
purpose, obviously, but
Yeah.
it felt more real, and it was. I mean, it definitely they were doing some real crazy
Some
stuff,
fucked up shit.
jumping off the balcony and at ECW Arena,
Yeah. Yep.
just some craziness.
Yep.
So yeah, this is the very first one from the ECW Arena, and
Mhm.
that place got crazy. I wish
Mm.
I could have went there.
Shit, I don't know, man. You'd be smelling blood in the air, like,
Yeah. All right. Continuing with the NWO
"Oh, shit."
ramp up.
Mhm.
1996, Kevin Nash, Diesel from WWF,
Mhm.
officially debuted in WCW on Monday Nitro on June 10th, joining Scott Hall and escalating the NWO invasion by powerbombing Eric Bischoff through the freaking stage.
Mhm.
Like they came in and it felt like they were trying to destroy
Yeah.
WCW.
That was such a good gimmick, man. Like, that was
So
fucking
cool.
brilliant, dude. Like,
So cool.
crazy.
And there's so much more to come in this storyline, and we're going to talk about it every week up until
Yep.
like it was so cool and made I feel like we had some people in the comments talking about how WCW was legitimate and before this and all that, and maybe they were, but this made them so much more of a competitor to WWF
Yep.
because it was almost cooler than WWF for the first time.
It all seemed like it was just real, like, it wasn't scripted, like, shit was
Right.
just
Like,
going
how are they
haywire,
taking
and
over? Why are
everybody's
they letting them in here? Like, what's
yeah.
going on?
Yeah. So that was wild.
2001, this is way after. So, we're kind of going after the sale, after
Mhm.
WCW and WWF merged. Um, King of the Ring, the build to King of the Ring with WCW and ECW and the invasion angle was rapidly escalating. And we saw more invaders appearing
Mhm.
on WWF. So, or, them trying to still have that competition
Mhm.
that they didn't actually have because they owned everything. They owned
Yeah.
ECW and WCW by
But
this
it looked
point.
more like a fight than it was, you know?
Yeah, they were trying to make it look like they had competition when they really didn't. But that's that. Like I said last week, like that's what made the Monday Night Wars what it was the
Mhm.
competition, and they knew that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess when you have the opportunity to squash your competition, you do it. So that was them. That this was their attempt. Um, 2005, the highly anticipated WWE ECW One Night Stand. Dude, I remember this being just so cool when
Mhm.
they finally realized that people wanted ECW back, and they put together a pay-per-view, and uh it felt like ECW all over again. Like they did a great job on this first one in 2005. And then in 2006, they did the second one. And this is where it got really wild because Rob Van Dam I'm totally ECW guy, right? And he came in and he defeated John Cena for the WWE Championship on an ECW pay-per-view, which was just
Mhm.
wild. Like nobody
Yeah.
thought that was going to happen. And then that led into a brand new ECW
Yep.
weekly show on
Mhm.
Sci-Fi that premiered on June 13th. So they had their own weekly show.
I forgot
Uh,
all about Rob Van Dam until I saw his name. I was like, "Jeez, he was a great technical wrestler. Like, dude
yeah,
was
he
good.
was.
He
He
was
was.
really good at what he did."
Rob Van Dam was really good. All right. This one shook me in 2007 because I did not know how they did it. A shocking storyline unfolded on the June 11th episode of WWE Raw when Mr. McMahon's limousine exploded as he was leaving the arena, kicking off a major whodunit angle.
I remember that
This was
shit.
wild, dude. Like
It was
he
crazy.
the way obviously it was pre-recorded, right? I get it.
Uh-huh.
Now, I got it then too cuz this was 2007. I was like 20 years old.
I was gonna say the
Like
funniest shit is we're
like
like 20, like, "What the fuck
what
is going on
happened?
right now?"
But it was crazy because the way
God
that they
damn it.
shot it and the way that they cut it is his
Yeah.
foot
It looks like, yeah.
barely stepped in. He
Bah!
shuts the door and it just explodes. And you're like, how
Yeah.
did that happen?
My buddy Alex was actually talking to me, and he's like, "Man, I was such a big fucking wrestling nerd as far especially, like, the Attitude Era shit."
I don't know anybody that's our age that wasn't.
Yeah, so Alex is like, he's kinda giving my buddy Chad shit. He's like, "Al or Chad, it probably would've been better if you talked," like, just dumb shit like that. So Alex is like, "Alright, when do I get my turn?" So I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, fuck." He's like, "What do you have to talk about?" He's like, "We need to talk about wrestling." I was like, "Oh,
We
fuck.
can do that, dude.
We can
Like,
talk about
we
wrestling."
can do
So
that.
who knows? We might have Alex
Yeah.
on here soon,
That's
and
good.
we'll give him a shot, see if he fucking clams up too.
Yeah. Good job, Chad.
It's a
Uh,
learning curve.
okay. 1984, Cyndi Lauper, Time After Time. Everybody
Still a
knows the
bop.
song.
Still a bop.
It's still a bop. 1984, that was the big one,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
1985, Tears
Mhm.
for Fears. Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Still a bop.
Still a bop. Still a great song.
Mhm.
1992, Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, Achy Break Your Heart was great,
that
right?
was big. Oh, we don't talk about
Okay.
97. We don't
Well,
talk.
here's the thing. 1997, we got Faith Evans featuring 112 and some other dude in I'll Be Missing You.
That was solid though.
Solid song. Still
Solid.
get you in the feels if somebody died and you listen to this song, it'll still get you in the feels.
It's crazy though now to know that he was thinking about lube the whole time.
That's the thing I was going to ask you. When do you think this all started for him? Because I don't think that he was this. I don't think that the other guy we're talking about was that way all the way back then.
Maybe because he was still Puff Daddy at this point.
Right.
And then like he started getting this power and he's like, just call me Diddy. And that's when he just started
Right.
like,
When he changed his name, I feel like that's when he thought he was a big shot and was going to do whatever he was going
but
to
I
do.
mean, they're saying shit like maybe he was involved with a bunch of like murders from like a long time ago, like even like fucking
But
Tupac and shit. So I'm like,
yeah, but they've said that about Biggie forever, and him
I
and Biggie
mean,
were
yeah,
huge together. So
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, but this one will still get you in the feels.
Yep.
And it's a good song still. Like it's still, I think it's still
Yep.
good. 2000,
Mm-hmm.
the Marshall Mathers LP.
Oh, we're just gonna act like
I mean,
Aaliyah didn't exist.
I wasn't gonna say anything about it.
She
Did you
was
like it?
she no, I mean it was a decent song, but she was a great artist. She obviously died too early, but I think she would have done some big shit if she would have just. I mean, she already was doing great stuff, but anyway, whatever.
See, this
Marshall
is why I
Mathers,
didn't want to
yeah,
say anything about it because it's awkward.
toss one up for you.
Yeah, pour one out for you.
Don't. He's all over your keyboard. Fuck, 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 fuck.
So yeah, the Marshall Mathers LP. Eminem's just great. He just put out so much good music.
He's still incredibly talented. I think a lot of like how he got popular was just shock value. Like I love shock
Sure,
jokes, you know what I mean? Like the most
sure,
fucked up thing you can say. And he was rapping about it constantly. And it
sure.
was like, God damn.
But man, he just the way that he makes words rhyme that shouldn't rhyme, it's just insane, and it
It's
makes sense. Like
crazy.
you can make orange rhyme with something stupid that
If
doesn't
you
make
say
sense,
it differently.
right?
Yeah.
But like the way that he does it is just so cool. So
Yeah.
like, and again, we had a cool white guy finally.
Finally.
2001,
Mm-hmm.
Christina Aguilera, Lil Kim,
Yeah.
Pink, and Maya, Lady Marmalade
That
from
shit.
Moulin Rouge movie.
That shit was annoying to me.
You thought so? Like
Yeah.
we went back and watched this movie, and it's a pretty dang good movie.
I've never seen it, but
Oh yeah, this is a good
the
movie.
song, I heard the song repeatedly and I was like,
Oh, it played
Jesus
so much on
Christ.
KKRD or wherever they played it.
I will say I just saw a picture and it shows Christina Aguilera from like 2000 to Christina Aguilera
She's
now.
aging backwards, dude.
Jesus Christ. Like
Insane.
that's crazy. How you did that.
Yeah. The album of the week was Stained, Break the Cycle.
That was a great album. I still listen to some of those songs.
Yeah. I mean, Stained was really good back then.
Jesus Christ.
2002, Nelly, Getting Hot in Her.
Motherfuck.
Man,
Yeah.
he was on top of the world for a while.
My wife is about Nelly, so
Yes.
she listens to some Nelly.
He was on top of the world for a little bit. And then
For a little bit.
the album was Eminem, the Eminem Show.
Of
Like
course it was. Forever.
still,
Yeah. Yeah.
jeez. And then 2003, the only reason I added this one is because that's the year we graduated. So Saint Anger by Metallica and Beyonce and Jay-Z, Crazy in Love.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's music.
We had so man, I fucking think about that a lot. I mean, there's obviously great music always, but I feel like a lot of the music we had to listen to was just so fucking good.
Mhm.
These having these shiners, so it's no secret we're shiner guys. You know, it's good
We
stuff.
love us some Shiner.
I'm not even a big beer person in general because I feel like I just need stuff that has flavor. But Shiner always does a good job. And I remember I can't remember when it first happened, where we were at, but I know when we were in Texas here recently, you pulled out your app again because you're like, oh, I'm gonna check out these beers from it was probably Maple Branch.
Maple Branch, I'm sure.
But yeah, so he has this cool app on his phone, and it's one of those things that you would never know that it's a thing unless you're like just heavily into beer and
What are
not
you
like
saying?
an
I'm an alcoholic?
alcoholic. No, that's not like an alcoholic, but if you like your stuff, you like your craft. So this app,
Yeah.
what's it called?
It's called Untapped.
Untapped.
It's
So
Untapped app. You can get it on Apple. You can get it on Amazon or on Google.
I appreciate it because like from just a data standpoint, like there's so many different beers that you can search and just kind of evaluate. You can rank them, rate them, whatever.
You can see what other people have said about that beer. If you care, you can friend people. So if you've got other people that are also into beer, you can see what they thought about it. You give it 1 to 5 bottle caps, and you just rate them. And so
it's just cool because like, for example, we're at this brewery
Yeah.
and like around Dallas, and you could sit there and try a few of them and be like, man, this one was great. I'm going to call this a 4. Like you can put in your notes of like what you thought and why you liked it. And then, like you said, you hear about this beer coming out, and you're like, "Oh shit!" And you look it up, and you're like, "Oh, I already had that. It was like a fucking 1. It was terrible."
And I didn't like it. Yeah, exactly. And so, I use it. I mean, I travel a fair bit for work, and so, I'll go out to eat when I'm traveling, and I love trying new beers. Just sitting at the bar trying a beer when I'm eating dinner or whatever. And so, it's really cool to see. I have not found a single beer that's on any tap or in any can or in any bottle that is not in this app. They have the largest beer database I've ever seen in my life.
So can you add to it? Like, let's say you go to like a local brewery and you're like, shit, everyone needs to know about Ladybird, out of Winfield. They have great stuff.
I don't know, but what I'm telling you is I've never found one that I've even thought, I should add that. So Ladybird.
That's so crazy to me. But yeah, if you search Ladybird, like do that. They're amazing people, man, and they have some great product.
Ladybird Brewing, Winfield Pale Ale.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there it is right there. and it's a 3.68 from everyone. 179 people have rated it, and it's a
Mhm.
3.68. So like I said, local breweries, big time names, whatever, they're all on there. And then you can I've checked into 227 places,
That's
and I've
cool,
had
man.
193 beers. And you can sort this in all kinds of different ways, whether it's your rating,
So you've
your
checked into more places than you've had beers? That's weird.
yeah, because I've had the same beer multiple
Oh,
times.
okay. You just keep getting fucking Mick Ultras or something.
Well, yeah, sometimes, right?
It's
If
this
it's like,
motherfucker.
yeah,
Like, yeah, Mick Ultra's good here, but it's not as good as when I had it in fucking
I mean,
Dallas.
probably what most of those are is Shiner.
Shiners, 100%. Everywhere, every time we go somewhere, it's like,
If
"Do you
there's
guys
a
have Shiner? Do you
Shiner,
have Shiner?" Especially if it's on tap. You
mm,
see Shiner on tap, like, it's like, fuck,
you
he's just
have
getting
to
it.
get a Shiner on tap if it's there.
And like I said, I'm not even a big beer guy at all, but, Shiner does have some good stuff, but, I will say, like, I've even been to, like I'll go to, like, get sushi or something, and I saw Sapporo, and I was like, "I'm
Yes,
gonna try
dude.
it," and then I was like, "God, Sapporo's actually pretty fucking
Sapporo's
good."
really good.
Yeah,
They have good stuff. So we've got right now we're drinking tonight. We've got Shiner mango lemonade shanty.
and you have the original shandy as well,
Yep, the lemonade one,
and we also have the raspberry.
and then
So
the
this is part
raspberry
of a pack that was at, like, Costco or
Costco.
some shit,
Yep,
yeah.
this is the summer pack. So they've got all the shandies. Guys, listen, Shiner just makes such good beer. It's all made in Shiner, Texas,
Yeah.
and it's just delicious. We would love for them to sponsor us. That would be like peak sponsorship.
So we need everyone to fucking tag Shiner. Like,
Yes,
when you see this, a clip, a video, like, whatever, just fucking tag them and say, "Hey, sponsor these guys,"
like
because
we are such fans. We're touting their stuff. They're not paying us. I went and bought 2 packs of this crap.
yeah,
Not crap. This delicious nectar,
yeah,
because it's just the best. They make such good beers. I've not had one single Shiner product that's been bad. I
that's
even have
true.
Shiner Shine at home.
And I will say, I actually had a buddy
Googles.
get me these Leinenkugel, and it was a good shandy, and then I had the Shiner one, I was like,
This blows it away, dude.
"Yeah,
Like it's so much
it's
better.
so good." So,
Yeah. So shout out Shiner.
yeah,
Hook it up.
they do a great job. I will get a fucking tattoo. Look at
Oh,
me, Shiner. I'm talking to you directly into the
what are you
camera.
gonna get? You gonna get the Spotzel?
I probably whatever the fuck they
Just
want.
their Shiner
Maybe I'll do the
thing?
Shiner maybe I'll do the Shiner S, but, like, maybe, like, an
Ooh,
outline of Texas in it or something, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
so we'll get with Shiner and say, "What is it worth for me to get a permanent tattoo of your brand? Like, what will we get out of it?"
Let's go, Shiner. Let him
Let's figure
cook.
it out.
All right. So really, honestly, if you're into beer and you don't know about Untapped, go check
Mhm.
out Untapped.
Very cool.
Yeah, you can find me on Untapped, Fireproof 34. Follow me, shout out, and we'll hook up on Untapped and share some beers.
I like that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's cool.
Speaking of sharing beers, though, it's almost Father's
It
Day,
is almost Father's Day.
and it's it's such a weird thing to me because honestly, like this Father's Day, I'm probably not going to be with my kids on Father's Day. Like I'll do something before for sure, but it's funny to me that like people have different mindsets as far as like what Father's Day looks like or what Mother's Day
Yeah,
looks like or whatever. You
sure.
know, you might be the type that's like, man, I'm like my wife. She's like super like the best thing I can do for Mother's Day is like whatever my kid wants to do because like
Right.
that's
And
you
my
know
wife is
yeah
the opposite of that. She's like, the best thing I could do for me is for
yeah
me and my best friend to go to a hotel out of town.
yeah. She's like, I'm a good mom all the fucking time. So guess
Right.
what?
Today's
You
about
guys do
me.
your own thing. I'm
Yes.
gonna go hang out and just have a good
Right.
day. Like
Yes.
that's awesome. So I wonder, like, there's probably some dads who are like, I'm going fucking fishing with my buddies, or you know whatever, or there's like, I'm just gonna hang out with my kids or whatever. So this is gonna be like the actual first Father's Day that I haven't like been with my kids on the day, but I'm actually gonna be out of state cooking for Dance Gavin Dance, the home team, Dwellings, and fuck, there's somebody else. But so it's going to be a good day. I'm trying to get my dad to go with
Oh,
me.
that'd
My
be fun.
wife
That's
might
a
go
good
with
Father's
me.
Day.
I think it'd be fun though, and that's something I kind of thought. You know, it's like it'd be cool to take my dad to an event because he's never done this.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
He took me to like my first concert, and it was Kiss. It was
Really?
fucking crazy. Kiss, Ted
Wow.
Nugent,
That's
Skid Row.
wild.
It was a fucking crazy show. But anyways, like so now it's like, dude, I get to hang out with these dudes. Like when I was like at a date, remember I was on stage with them, like throwing
Yeah.
beach balls and shit out into the crowd.
Nice.
So I would love to be like, hey man, this is what I do. You know, come hang out with us, like backstage, have the whole experience. And I think he would absolutely love it. But
Yeah,
we'll
that'd be
see. But
fun.
it made me wonder. It's like what do people look forward to? Are you the type to want to hang out with your kids and like, you have to do something with your kids, or are you more like, hey, give me a day off kind of a thing? Or
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, so my dad passed away a year and a half ago.
Hmm.
And so for me, it's like, I kind of wish I had my dad to hang out with
Yeah,
on Father's Day.
sure.
That was remembering like going to his house, and
So was that your thing? Like you would go over to like just go
yeah,
over
I'd
and
go
hang
over
out?
there and
Okay,
hang out and give him a gift, and we'd hang out for a
sure.
little bit. And so, like for me, it feels like my perfect Father's Day kind of thing when my kids maybe are a little bit older is like I want them to be able to come to me and
Uh,
hang out and
sure.
whatever, right? Like, and so I think again, everybody's different, but I think it'd be cool to hear what all you guys think, right? Like,
Yeah.
what do you think Father's
And
Day
that
is
that
to
was
you?
my thing. I wanted to see, like, what
Yeah,
everybody else does. Like, do we all just do the same shit? Because it's so funny because, like, you think of Mother's Day, it's like, we gotta go to the best restaurant and we gotta,
get her
make sure they got
flowers,
all
and
the
we got
gifts, so they gotta go to the spa, they gotta do all the shit. And it's like, what do you do on Father's Day? Like, Dad's grilling. Dad,
right.
it's
Yeah,
like to me, like that was our thing. It's like Dad's fucking cooking for himself, and but it's like,
that's funny.
but you know what you want and you know what you like. And so to me, like, that's like the perfect day. You know what I mean? Like I think like, man, if it's hot outside, you've got, for us, like, we got the pool open, we got the grill going, making some steak or tacos or whatever. And I think last year I actually had, oysters. I ordered a bunch of oysters, and my daughter loved it. Like, she was freaking
Nice.
out. But the funny thing is, like, I remember cracking one of them open, like, the knife was away, everything was good, and it wouldn't come open. I was like, Jesus, I'm like prying this bitch open, and the shell snaps and stabs me pretty deep. She sees blood. She goes, "Oh God," because my daughter's one of those people. She doesn't like blood. She goes, "Oh God," and then walks off. So
Oh
it was
no.
bleeding a lot. It was a deep stab. But she actually asked me again. She's like, "Are you gonna get oysters again?" And I was like, "Man, I don't know." And she's like, "You need to." So I was like, so she's like planning shit out for me. So I'm like,
Nice.
maybe we will. So maybe that's my thing. But like I said, it's gonna be a little different this year, a little more busy this year because I'll be doing some travel chef stuff. But man, it'll still be a good day, especially like I said, if I can get Dad out to come
Yeah,
hang
that'd
out.
be cool if he wants
I
to,
think it'd be
if
an
you get him out there.
interesting experience for him because he's been to concerts, but he's never been like backstage, like in the
Yeah.
mix of it, And I think that's fun. But yeah, I just wanted to see what everybody else does. Like, what are your plans? What do you like? What do you not like? I know how I want the night to end, but that's about that's about the extent of about the extent
I
of
don't know
my
if it has
expectations
anything to
of.
do with Father's Day, but okay. You guys know we're part of the Collectors Maze Network now. If it's geek, they've got you covered. Go check out their Instagram page. Give them a like. Give them a follow.
Fuck, I've already had like something cool happen because of this.
Yeah.
So I posted some food stuff, and I think I've already tagged them or somehow like they were about it, or maybe he shared it. Keith with Collectors Maze. But anyways, this guy, I had no idea who he was, like the name,
Yeah. Just
So
his
I get
name.
I get
You.
people liking my
We
shit all the
definitely know who
time,
he
and
is, though.
yeah, so this guy, he likes it and he leaves a comment. It's like, "Oh yeah, it's good or it's fun." I can't even remember what it was. But anyways, Keith writes me. He's like, "Oh, that's my buddy Raiden." I'm like, "Okay, like Raiden? I don't know." And then, he's like that was the so I looked
The
at yeah.
Raiden
So I go look at it. It's like it is the fucker from Mortal
from
Kombat.
Mortal
I
Kombat.
was like, "Holy shit, man!" Like that was my childhood. Like, God, that was such
Yes,
a good movie and such a big movie for me. And I was like, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, like Raiden, like he did all of that, and he's liking and commenting on my shit
that's
now. So I'm
awesome.
like, how
Very cool.
wild.
Yeah, very cool.
That is insane. And it's funny to think about like what these guys are doing now because like he told me, he's like, "Oh yeah, I did like their 30-year anniversary like reunion thing, I emceed it or whatever." And it's like, what kind of shape are these dudes in? Like, are they still like
Yeah, no kidding.
doing all these backflips and like, you know what I mean? Because usually these martial arts guys, they stay with their shit and they stay
Sure,
pretty disciplined.
sure.
And I'm like, dude, like I'm not even 40 yet, and I'm already fucking struggling.
Ah, boy. Yeah, I
It's
feel you there.
it's so bad, but like I have Buddy Lee, who is a big listener for us. He's still in the army. We went through the army like basic and shit together.
Mhm.
Fucking crazy, man. And he's been a good friend. But anyways, he is God, I want to say he was a master fitness instructor for
Holy
the army.
smokes.
Yeah, and then he just recently got certified to be a personal trainer.
Oh, wow, cool.
So he knows that I have some stuff in my basement.
I don't know why that happened.
What the fuck was that?
I'm not sure. I accidentally hit a key on my keyboard, and it played
Sabotage of all
Sabotage.
things.
Yeah.
Sabotage. Come on. I was like,
I don't know.
So, I got a hold of him, when I decided, because like there for a while, like every day for years, I was waking up at like 5 in the morning and going to the
Yeah,
gym
we
and
did
trying
that
to
for a
be
while
better.
together.
Fucking sucked. And
It did.
then
I
I
agree.
I went to Jamaica with my wife and then ate a bunch of good stuff and drank everything. And then I came back, I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. So
Yeah.
I took some time off and then
Yeah.
obviously swole up a little bit. And I was like, I got to get back at it. So I contacted my buddy and I said, hey man, what can I do? And he knows, being a disabled veteran, he knows I have limitations. So it's good to find someone who can work with you with
Sure.
what you have. But it fucking sucks. Like literally, like not only having like the limitations I have now, but it just hurting every fucking day. Like that's why I didn't want to start working out
Yeah.
because I remember how bad it sucks. Like when you first start lifting,
You're just sore.
yeah, it's like the best thing you can do is just get through it, man. It's gonna suck the first week or two or whatever, but
Well, it's like
now
when you get out of working out and you get back into it, that first week,
it's
you're
awful.
sore
So
and
fucking
you get
bad.
sick every single time.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know what the deal is with that, but it's like I mean, it's gonna hurt and you just gotta push through it. But like even now, like was it last night I did the 5K? Yeah, last
yeah,
night I did a 5K before I went to your house and we jumped in the hot tub
yeah.
together.
That was weird.
But I went and did the 5K and I remember just like I was pushing myself and by the end of it, like my feet hurt so fucking bad and I was like, dude, this sucks. Like, why do I always hurt? Am I doing it wrong? Like half the time, like my back's hurting, my shoulders hurting, like whatever. So I'm like, dude, there's gotta be people out here saying like, oh, I was the same way until I did this, or I tried these supplements, or I whatever. Like Lee is good about that. He'll say like, well, if you do this, or take this supplement, it's supposed to help with your lactic acid and like whatever. Like, dude's super smart about it. But like, I want to know if there's people out there who listen to this who work out currently or used to. Like, what did you do to stop hurting all the fucking time? Because like, I- it could just be my form that is causing strain on my neck and shit. But with that being said, too, I'm also like, why the fuck am I still fat?
This is funny. I saw this on the run sheet. It says, "How TF am I still fat?" And I took that as my name, and I,
Travis,
I was like, "Wow,
how's
okay,
Travis still fat? He's like, fuck you, dude.
what? I'm out of here." Yeah. So anyway, that's what I took that as. But yeah, you're not one. You're not fat. Two, I mean, it's probably there's probably part of your form and part just because you're old. You know.
Yeah, I think being old is definitely a big part of it because, dude, I remember like when I was in the army and I was in good shape, like I literally would go at least 4 miles for PT. We would go like
Really.
run like 4 to 7, 8 miles, depending on what we are doing out in around the Seattle area. We go to the Puget
Uh,
Sound, we'd run uphill, downhill, like all that shit. It was crazy. I'd work all day. I'd get off work. I'd go do P90X. I'd lift some weights,
Jeez,
and then I would run another 2 miles.
that's insane.
So it's like I was in great fucking shape, and now it's like to run a
And you
5K,
don't
like
remember
even with breaks.
you don't remember hurting.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of got used to it, and especially the army, like they always made sure you're on your shit. But at the
Yeah.
time, I was probably fucking 155 pounds, which is insane. Which to me, it was like way too
Jeez.
low. But like now, I feel like we get like this body dysmorphia because like even like I've been doing this for months now, and like I said, I don't eat great all the time, and I even told my wife, it's like she can eat the same boring ass shit all day, every
Yeah.
day, and it drives me nuts, dude. Like every day for breakfast, she's making a couple eggs,
That's
she's
what
making a
they
little bit of yogurt mixed with some peanut butter powder. That's it, and
every
that's
day.
what she does every fucking day.
Mhm.
I'll have a salad. I'll do this. I'll do. So I'm like, do you
Mhm.
want to get a pizza night? You want to get like whatever? And she's like, no, I'll have a salad. There's leftover salad. I'll have a salad. I'm like,
Yep.
Jesus fucking
Yeah.
Christ, it sucks so
Yeah.
bad. But I told her it's like I literally like work out so I can eat.
Right.
Like, that's my whole point. Like, to be honest, last night after the 5K, I was fucking starving. And then Trav's like, "Dude, just come jump in the hot tub." And I was like, "Okay, but I'm gonna get a fucking bag of burgers
Yep.
from Brahms."
Yep.
And, I have a couple of those, and
Yep.
at least they're junior burgers, you know what I
Right.
mean? But,
They're all right. I mean,
yeah, I had a couple of those
it's
and,
not gonna
we
kill
had a
you.
couple of drinks, and to me, it's like, I can't imagine not working out right now and be eating and drinking
You
the shit I am, like
you'd look like me.
but with that being said, I feel like as much as I work out and do all this shit, it's like I still feel like I look exactly the same as when I started. Like it's weird how you get that in your head. It's like,
Right.
man, I'm doing all this and I look no fucking different.
Right.
But I don't know. It's crazy, man. I want some fucking recovery advice or lifting
Yeah.
advice, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
there is this like I can't remember his name, but there's this Asian kid on TikTok
Uh-huh.
and he like films himself like doing a workout and then he films himself like as a different person, you know what I mean? Like staring at him, and then he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit," and then he fixes his form.
Oh,
So I've
yeah.
learned a lot of shit just watching this guy
Uh-huh.
because like he has some great information, and there's like some workouts that I follow, and I don't want Lee to hear that and be like, "Oh fuck this guy, he's not even doing
What's
my
he
workout."
doing?
Like I still follow Lee's workout plan that he
Right.
essentially set for me, but he also did this months ago, so I'm kind of like, man, do I need to like readjust? Because obviously I'm getting used to
Mhm.
everything.
Right.
But, man, I just want some fucking advice because, like I said, dude, like, especially my neck, man. I don't know if I just carry all the stress on my fucking neck or what, but I feel like I'm always hurting.
Huh. I don't
I
know,
don't know.
man.
Fuck me. Maybe I just stop working out and just pound margaritas all the time.
Works for me.
It's pretty cool. So you just get this beer app and just travel. It's
Yeah,
fun.
it's fine. Whatever. No, I definitely, I try to make I can't work out like you do, like just gym working out,
Time is
right?
hard, man.
And so for me, it's like when I'm outside mowing or when I'm outside, like
Mhm.
I try to push myself harder than I normally would to make up for it.
Sure.
So that I'm at least, so I know I'm being active, right? Because I don't
Yeah.
want to just be a couch potato and be just a fat ass all the time. So,
I will say, like, some of the biggest things that to kinda keep in mind, though, that I've noticed is, like, I don't track my calories anymore, but I
uh
did for months
and then
consistently.
you know what you can and can't eat.
But yeah, and that's the big thing is like, man, like you realize like some of the shit you're eating is like huge on calories. Like I remember one time I wanted to like I was going to work, going to do some chef shit, and I was gonna go by McDonald's and I was like, God, I really want a fucking coffee, you know. I looked at like just getting like a some sort of McMuffin and a coffee was like 800 calories.
Yeah, it's
It's like,
insane.
or I could just have the McMuffin and even like a Diet Coke,
Uh
and it was
huh.
like 300 calories.
Exactly.
So I'm like, God, just making little decisions like that to cut
Yep.
some of the bullshit because
That's what.
you go and work out for an hour and you look down and you see you've burned 400, 500 calories and you're like, Jesus
There's that
Christ, like
McMuffin.
that coffee would have fucking taken me an hour to burn off.
Exactly.
Like that's
Yeah.
it's insane to think about that.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, yeah, tracking helps for a time. It gets to the point where it's like I know, you know what you can and can't eat
Exactly.
by a certain point, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, you're gonna look at calories when
Mhm.
when you get something on a package or whatever, and you're gonna see it,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, I know that I don't have enough. Like you don't even have, at that
Mhm.
point, you don't even have to add, right?
Yeah,
It's like I know
exactly.
I'm not gonna have 800 calories at breakfast.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna happen because that screws
Yeah.
up the whole day. Because I only have 2,500 for the day, and that
And
just
we've even
messes
talked
everything
about
up,
that
right?
as far as, even like a protein bar versus,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
getting a fucking Reese's cup, you
Right.
know, it's like, it might be even close to the same calories, you know what I
But
mean?
the
Like, Reese's are
protein you
probably
get
like
out of it,
250, but it's like, you can either have 150 calories with 18 grams of protein
yeah,
versus 250 that's just all
with
fucking sugar,
0,
you know what
right,
I mean?
yeah,
So,
yeah,
little things like that help, but I've even turned on my fucking, like, exercise, like, as a just other open exercise when I'm mowing the yard,
mhm,
and it's cool to see, like, okay, like, just doing this extra mowing gives me another, 300 calories that I
right,
could apply to a snack if I want to
yep,
later or whatever,
exactly.
so I feel like it really helps that mindset, but man, if I was like my buddy Lee or like Lens where they go like, "I just eat boring ass fucking oatmeal all day
Right,
every day,"
you'd be
and they don't
ripped.
give a shit, but dude, I am such a fucking slut for food that it's just it
Food's
can't
good,
happen.
man, I mean, good food's good, and it's like,
Yeah,
you being a chef, I don't know how you could even, like, think about doing that, like,
dude, it's
you
it
wouldn't try anything new, you would never make anything
yeah,
new.
and it sucks, but with that being said, like, Lynn's found some keto bread the other day,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
wanna say 2 pieces was, like, fucking 70 calories,
Mhm,
like, no carbs, and then I was like,
mhm.
"Okay, so if I get sugar-free syrup and I do, like, some eggs and
French
cinnamon, a little bit of milk,
toast,
I can make
bro.
French toast, a couple pieces for under 250
Heck
calories,
yeah.
and still do, like, a side of eggs, maybe some
Awesome.
bacon, turkey bacon, whatever."
Yeah,
So,
sausage
400-calorie breakfast, you know what I mean, or breakfast for dinner, you know what I mean, make
or
the kids the
brunch or
good
whatever,
shit,
right.
yeah. So it's like little things like that, you can obviously make
Yeah,
some adaptions and
yeah.
kind of get what you want
I
still,
mean, that's
but
really, people, obviously, I'm not skinny, but I have done some things to not be even bigger than I am, and it's all about that calorie deficit, right?
yeah,
Whether you're
it's
working
crazy.
out or not. Like,
Mhm.
yes, working out helps because then you have a better ability to be in a deficit.
Sure.
But it's, no matter what anybody tells you, it's about being in a calorie deficit.
It
If
is.
you can if you can eat less calories
Mhm.
than you're the set for you,
Yeah.
then you're gonna lose weight.
Yeah, it
no
doesn't
matter
matter if
what.
it's cheeseburgers or what. Like,
Exactly.
if you can
Yes.
eat a deficit in cheeseburgers, then
Right, then
fucking
do it.
do
I
it.
mean,
You know what I mean? Like,
you're
that's
only gonna have, 3 cheeseburgers, and that's all you
for
get
the
all
whole
day.
fucking day, but
But if you could do that and still lose weight
yeah,
because you're in a deficit, and that's really what
absolutely.
it's about. Yes, working out helps. It's a big part of it
To me, it's
because
just like Lynn's like, when she sees that, she's like, "I've burned, 300 calories. I'm not gonna eat something that's gonna ruin
because
that." To me, it's
yeah,
like, I burned 300 calories so I can have this fucking ice
yes.
cream or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's like, that is like my point of doing
right,
it.
right.
I
Yeah.
still try to get in a deficit, but it's like that just means I have to work harder to
Mhm.
give myself that extra so I
Yeah,
can kind of stay
yeah,
sane, because I fucking wouldn't, and I wouldn't stick with it if I
for sure.
couldn't eat the things.
And I think that's why a lot of people fail at losing weight or staying healthy is
Mhm.
because they just look at it in the wrong way. Like
Yeah,
like I can't do things. No, it's not you can't do things. It's I
yeah,
do things differently,
yeah,
or I do things this way and then I do these other things to counteract that or whatever, right?
yeah,
It's not about I can't. It's about
yeah.
how do you do it differently to continue to live the life you want to live, but also
Mhm.
if you want to live a life that's not where you're not as big as you are, then do something different.
And that's the thing, like, if I wanted to have, like, fucking six-pack abs, like, I know I'd have to severely cut down. So to me, it's like you just have to have that knowledge of saying, like, "Dude, I'm probably never gonna fucking have abs because I'd rather have tacos and margaritas."
Yeah, but that
You
was
know
for
what I
20
mean?
years ago. Like 40-year-old dudes don't need abs.
Yeah, I agree.
Like we don't need that.
Yeah,
We need to stay alive for another 40.
yeah,
Like
that's
that's the
that's
point,
that's
right?
the new goal. It's not abs, it's fucking, like, "Can I
Right.
wake up tomorrow?"
Right,
Like,
exactly. Like we need to be
fuck.
alive for another 40. We don't need
Yeah.
abs.
But with that being said, I'm not gonna live off fucking egg whites and whatever. And like
Yeah.
that's the thing. This is a big deal. Like, people that drink calories all the time.
Yes.
Like, I know there are still people who are like, I have to have my Dr. Pepper. I have to have
Yeah.
my Pepsi. Like, whatever. It's like,
Yes.
that's great. But if all you're drinking is Dr. Pepper, straight Dr. Pepper all day, every day, it's like
They're
you drink
120
so
calories a
many fucking
piece.
calories.
They're
And that's what I
100.
was gonna say. Like,
These
what's
don't
in this
say.
even?
They don't say on there.
But it's like, I will drink every once in a while. I'll have a few drinks, whatever. But generally, if I'm having something, I'm drinking water. I'm drinking like recovery stuff. I'm
Mhm.
drinking, Coke Zero even. And
Yeah.
I've seen so many people say like, "Oh, that shit's bad for you." It's like whatever. But all the health people, like as far as like gym bros,
If you're going to
like,
drink
dude,
pop,
if you're gonna do something, like, have a fucking Coke Zero. If it's gonna keep you
right.
sane, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like, dude, just fucking do it. Who
Yes,
gives a
yes.
shit?
Does it make your body think that you got sugar in it? Yes, it does. But it's 0 calories,
Yeah,
and you're not adding to that deficit when you drink one of those.
exactly.
And that thing's 90% water anyways. And so is it healthy for you? No. But is it better
Yeah,
than a straight Pepsi?
yeah.
100% it's better.
Exactly. So, I mean, like I said, it's just little stuff, obviously, that I'm kind of keeping in mind. But
Yeah.
make your choices, but still don't go in with the mindset of like, I can't have fucking
Yeah, it's
anything
not about
good,
I
because then
can't.
you are going to give up. When you start cutting everything out of your life, you're going to give up. You're going to fail. But it's
Yep.
like, dude, like, listen to your body. Obviously, make smart decisions. But like, I'm not afraid to throw a couple burgers down if I'm fucking starving and I feel like my body needs it. Because there's days where I'm like, dude, I can just eat salad all day and I'm fine.
It's
But
fine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think that's the thing too about like fad diets and just diets in general is you mess up and you feel like you just messed up,
mhm,
right?
yeah,
When this is something that you're trying to just stay in a deficit all the time and you do that the majority of the time, the 1 or 2 times you mess up in a month and you go
yeah.
over, it's not
Mhm.
that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's not. It's really not, man. And it's just like I said, it just to me, it's just putting a little more work in tomorrow
Yeah,
or tonight or whatever, and then it's like you're good.
right. Man, we got into some different stuff.
We did. That's
That's
all. That's
good.
all part of it, though, man. All
Yeah.
part of being a fucking old ass, I
Yeah,
guess.
it is. So check out Collector's Maze, check out the Regent Theater, check out CCICT,
Mhm.
check us out on the socials, check out Spotify, YouTube,
Fuck yeah.
Apple. Keep it rad. Check us out later. Peace.